Hello viewers, welcome to the video class of online diploma program of Antillean School of Art. Today we will rather deal with soft pastel. It is a type of pastel that creates an effect, and I will show that. Before doing that, let me talk a little bit about it. In this particular course, we have different modules, and I'm taking from module 1 and module 2 some points. Rather, I would say in this particular drawing, and rather it can be taken as a painting too, where I will show you how to create a man-made object as well as natural object sublimed together, rather mixed together to create a particular landscape. Yeah, here it can be a little bit of man-made object, there can be a little bit of natural object, and on the other hand, that is very important, is perspective. When we are making a particular painting or a drawing, it needs to show the perspective. So while we are doing this particular drawing or painting, I will show you how to make the perspective, at the same time how to use the dry pastel in a proper way. I hope you will enjoy it. Let us start. Let me see what we can do. First of all, we have to draw something on this particular paper. This is a particular sheet of paper which has been properly placed and tapped with masking tape so that it remains steady. So let me draw something over it. I will define as I am going to make it. I am going to give a shape of a big tree. This is the part of the trunk of the tree. Here is the branch, and from that the twigs are coming out. Let it be like this. This is the natural object, of course. Gradually it will extend up. In this particular drawing part, we also have to create the perspective while we are doing the drawing itself. Here let us put some lands over there. These are all natural part. Some little bit of grasses can be there. And here is a man-made object. That is, let us take it as a soft little sweet house. That is totally a man-made object. Again, there will be a tree behind. Now see, when that particular man-made object is there, it is far away from this particular tree. So that is why it's looking bigger. This particular tree is looking bigger than this particular sweet little home. It might have happened this particular home is bigger than the particular tree, but because of the perspective, when we are looking at something else which is in front of us, that looks bigger, and when it goes back and goes far away from us, it looks smaller. This is the basic part of perspective, and I'm putting a little bit of mountains behind to cover the place as well as to create the composition perfectly done. Let us cover this particular area with some little trees that we can see in the mountain areas. We will put colors later on. Just with the strokes of the pencil, we are creating it. And again we can see that these particular trees are looking smaller compared to this particular bigger ones. So again we are putting new grasses. Okay, the drawing part is done. Now let us take the colors. This is soft pastel. Soft pastel is something which has got dusting particles. There is a difference between oil pastel and soft pastel. Soft pastel is somewhat which we can compare with charcoal. It is like charcoal, but it has got different colors. So the use of soft pastel is more or less using the charcoal sticks. So let us first of all put little bit of colors over the tree. This is lemon yellow. I am putting lemon yellow on this particular tree. I am taking this particular charcoal and putting it flat onto that particular surface of the paper and just scrabbing it like this. You have to be careful so that the color should not go outside of this particular boundary lines that has created the lines which has created the tree, rather the trunk of the tree. And in dry pastel, there is a process. We can use cotton or we can use a little piece of cloth to smudge it. I'm here smudging it, and again, see, while smudging, I am moving my hand clockwise and anti-clockwise so that the color pigments will be properly distributed and properly smudged. This is very important. Otherwise, after some time, it may come out. It can be blown away if you blow on it, unless you smudge it properly. I think I am clear enough. Now this particular part. Well, it's been done. Again, little bit of tapping with this cotton to take away the above dusting part of this particular curve. This particular medium creates a little bit of dusty effect, so we have to take care of this. Let us put little bit of color on the roof of this particular man-made, that particular little bit small house. Just one color, and let us put another one straight away. Again, let us take this piece of cloth, put it round around your finger, scrap it with it. It will automatically create an effect. You can see. Just put some bit of color over there. No need to cover the whole particular object with the same color. Just put it and scrap it. Now, our concerning part is this particular object which is just in front of us. That is with the trunk of the tree. Let us take another color. This is called burnt sienna. The brown color, which is technically called burnt sienna. That is very important. We have to be careful about the name of the colors, because while we are doing painting, we have to know the name of the colors. I am just putting strokes with this particular color on the trunk. Sometimes I am moving it like this. Sometimes I am putting straight lines. It's very easy, you see. Just keep the colors over there. And while putting the colors, you should have to be careful that it should not be spread everywhere. It should be somehow or rather have to have a little bit of distance in between each of the strokes. This is very important, but because this will actually create the texture. That is called texture. I mean, the trunk of the tree itself has got its own character. We are trying to make the character over here by using this dry pastel. Okay, done. Now I am taking another color. This is maple yellow. It's not actually ochre yellow, it's called maple yellow. I'm putting maple yellow over this particular burnt sienna. and very haphazardly. I'm not taking at all any concern about while putting the particular color. I'm just throwing my hand but taking one careful step so that it should not overlap the lines that has created the borderline of the trunk. Now, take a piece of cloth and give simple strokes. Just see, I'm just giving strokes with my finger, which has been wrapped up with a piece of cloth. Just putting strokes. This is the second step. It has got 3, sometimes can be 4 of course. Let's see how much steps we can do on this particular part of tree. I'm intentionally leaving little bit of spaces where this particular yellow color can be seen. This will create the light and shade. Now see, with the strokes, the whole thing has been smudged. Now you have to think about to give the deeper shade. You have to take burnt umber. But this burnt umber. I mean, this particular color is more darker than burnt sienna that we have already put on this particular one. Now, again with burnt umber, we will have to give this much of. Now, while making the bark of this particular, the trunk of the tree, there are barks. I mean, this particular effects. These barks are not exactly the same way. It can be sometimes moves down, it can be sometimes in other directions. So for that reason, we'll have to move our hand in that way. And as because we are imagining that the light is coming from this particular side, so we are making the other side a little bit darker, so that the light and shade can be seen. I hope you can see properly. I'm putting again, I'm just giving a little bit of strokes over there and very haphazard one, you see, because this is a natural object and natural object cannot be measured as we can deal with the man-made object, because natural object has got its own character, and as we know, it don't have any that kind of measure as human being thinks about. It is the creation of God, so it looks like this gradually. We just putting haphazard lines and is moving and creating an effect. This particular strokes are called depth. I'm just giving a little bit of depth over here to highlight this particular area. This is called depth. To highlight any particular area, we need to put depths. Again, I will take this knuckle yellow and I will move around with this knuckle yellow as if I'm playing with the colors. You see, just playing with the colors. Just putting it over, just moving around, not even thinking about anything else. Automatically the textures will be created, and I will take a little bit of white. This is a very important part, While putting the colors, especially light and shade, you have to be careful so that the lights should be properly distributed, because by putting the dark one, you can always create shades, but it is very important how to create lights. You can see I am not at all conscious about my movement of my particular hand. I'm not at all conscious. I'm just moving it and putting the white colors over here. One thing you have to be concerned about, one thing you have to be careful about, that from where the light is coming from there. So white has been distributed. Now the final stage. Again we have to take this bar tumbler to give depths over here, to create that particular box and that particular effect. See, I'm just putting a little bit of border lines over here. See, it's very easy. Nothing to be very careful about. Just feel it and keep on doing. Dry pastel is a very popular medium throughout the world, and it can create, a very nice effect while doing a painting. Just with a little bit of strokes. Just with a little stroke. This is natural object, you see. This is not man-made, so we will not have to be so much careful about the shapes. I mean, it can be sometimes straight, sometimes can move around as I'm doing, and I'm putting the final dark tone after this one. Before putting the final dark tone, again I am taking the nickel yellow and putting lights just opposite part of the darker one, so that to create that particular light and shade. See, while I am putting that lighter color, nickel yellow, just beside the dark colors, automatically the dark color is coming out as well as light can be seen. Before putting the final depth, we'll again have to take white. And sometimes while doing the drawing, I mean putting the colors with this dry pastel, it might have broken down. It breaks, it breaks. And allow it to break. Don't be so conscious about it, because the pieces that will break down can be used later on, no problem. So keep on doing. Now the lighter part has been done already. This is the final stage where I am putting the final depth. There we again need to have some little bit of cloth to smudge it. Before doing that, I am just giving strokes, clockwise, anti-clockwise, whatever I want. It can be anything. That way, because if you look carefully upon a tree, you can see that there is no system. It moves as they want to move, because these are natural objects. These are like this, It's coming down and creating darker shades over here. This, see? It's automatically coming out. A little depth over here, small depths over here. Now again, this piece of paper, the piece of cloth, just smudge it, tap it rather. I won't say smudge it, tap it. So that the pigments of the color should have a good bonding with this piece of paper. You can sometimes blow it up, because the upper part sometimes becomes dusty. So just have to tap it with this piece of cloth. Just round about your finger. But be very careful, don't tap on the lighter part. Keep concentrate on the darker part. Automatically, the whole thing now to finish it up, let us put a little bit of white colors that will distribute the lights. You see, the lights are coming from this particular side. Now, what is important in this particular drawing, or rather this particular painting, is that this particular tree, the trunk of the tree, is in front of everything. The mountain, the man-made object, this is the house, or even this particular ground, even the grasses. So it is just in front of us. This is perspective. That means the thing which is in front of us will look bigger than the thing which is normally bigger than this. The mountain cannot be smaller than this particular tree, but as because we are just in front of the tree, that mountain is looking smaller than this particular tree. So I hope you have understood how to use this particular dry pastel. And finally, if you want, you can put a little bit of strokes over the places where you have given the light. So little bit of strokes over here. I hope if you practice it in your house, you will positively get a good result, because the most important thing, especially doing painting with any medium, is practice. So if you keep on practicing, you will positively create better effects, and it will goes on in that way. Now let us think about this particular mountain so that we can show the perspective. As I have said, it is away from this particular tree. How can we make it? Let us take one color that is called cobalt blue and breaking it. Just putting a little bit of strokes over there. Small strokes, delicate one. Let us take this particular color, let us break it. Again, small strokes. Have to be careful, it should not be very dark. And again, white. Now again, with the piece of cloth, put it round about on your finger this way and just merge it. Here you don't have to tap, you have to smudge. This is very important. To create a distance while using dry pastel, the thing which is in front of you, the subject of the painting which is in front of you, there you will have to tap. And the subject which is away, which has got a long distance, you have to smudge. This is a very important technique which can instantly create distance. See, this particular mountain is going away from the particular tree. You can use a little bit of white on it to make it a little bit lighter. Again, I am smudging it. Sometimes give a soft blow so that the dusty part will be off. See, it is already away, and to finish it up, again put a little bit of white over there. This is very important because light should be properly distributed. Any kind of painting, using any kind of techniques or any kind of medium, you have to be careful about light and the shading part, because painting is nothing but creating optical illusions by playing with light and shades. And of course, the drawing should be very proper so that the perspective should be clearly projected. Now you see the whole mountain has gone away, far behind, and even we can put a little bit of white strokes on the roof of this particular small little house. I'd like to be there, This is a nice place. You can create your own imaginary place where you like to be, and just a little bit of strokes over here by using the soft pastel flat. Just put a little bit of strokes over there. That's it. You can smudge it again. It looks little bit darker from this particular mountain because it is nearer than the mountain. That is why it looks little bit darker. These are the very basic things that you have to maintain while doing painting with dry pastels. And last, we again take this green, giving strokes over this. This is lemon yellow. We are putting strokes, and then we have taken this blue to highlight particular grasses. Straight bold strokes. That is enough. Again, I am putting a little bit of strokes over there to create a little bit of edges over there. Just a little bit of edges over there. You don't have to go for the details. That will automatically create a effect. And you can use small bit of lemon yellow. Now the perspective can be seen, As because we have put this particular edges, the mountain has gone, have got taken much more distance, you see. It has gone far away. Far away from this particular object. This is the golden point of our painting. Golden point means the particular object which will be focused specifically on a painting. That is why it is called golden point. So let's put a little bit of color over there also to give a little bit of effect. You can put, and the most important thing while doing with dry pastel is that never do it in a very cautious way. You just have to put your hand moving, keep your hand moving rather. Of course you have to be careful, but not to be cautious. Mix it up, it will automatically create an effect. Let's put a little bit of depth over there. This particular seat. The distance has already been created. This is the thing you can practice, and you can do it in your house, and automatically if you play with this particular dry pastels, you can find that you are also creating lots of beautiful landscapes where you can put man-made object as well as natural objects. I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you very much.